So basically today we look at the concept of sac-like digestion, right? So now what is sac-like digestion? Basically in this there is only one opening. Now what does that mean? Okay. For example, the area, let me write it okay. This is plain area. Okay, as you see over here, there is only one opening. From this opening, ingestion will also take place and egestion will also take place from this single opening. So in the organisms in which there is only one single opening of the digestive tract, that is, they are basically known as sac-like. And like in these organisms, sac-like digestion occurs. It means that the digestive tract, like this, is whole digestive tract, right? This digestive tract has only one opening, and from that opening, like intake of food and defecation also takes only from one opening. So this the organisms do sac-like digestion. Now another term we are having, which is tube-like digestion. Now what does that mean? Basically these are higher living organisms like we are. Let me show you. Okay, this is a human being basically. Okay, here we have the picture. Okay, as you can see in this given diagram, here we have one opening. Here we have one opening from which we can eat, and we have another opening from which we defecate or ejection takes place, basically, right? So these are the two openings, and the organisms in which the openings are present. Let me write here. Two openings are present of digestive tract are known as these organisms are known as, like in these organisms, tube-like digestion takes place. In these organisms, tube-like digestion takes place, right? Now let's look at, oh, so these organisms which do sac-like digestion are mostly, they are primitive organisms. They don't have well advanced structure. They don't have well advanced. These are, let me write over here. Okay, I'm not getting a space. Okay, let me write over here. So we are talking here about sac-like digestion. So in these, basically in this organisms, their structure is not, they have primitive, these are primitive organisms. Their systems, like we have digestive system, circulatory system, nervous system, are not developed enough, right? So mostly, and one important thing to remember is that these sac-like digestion, like the organisms which have sac-like digestion, are generally diploblastic. They are diploblastic. I said generally, not all, but generally, or you can say almost, but there are some exceptions too. Almost, but some exceptions are also there. Some exceptions are also there. Okay. Now, what does that mean if you have, like, they are diploblastic? What does that mean? Basically, diploblastic means they have two layers, which are exoderm, endoderm, 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 and exoderm. sorry, ectoderm. These are the basically two layers that are found in plant organism. Okay, let me create a diagram to you guys. Okay, consider that this is a layer. This is ectoderm. Okay, this is, let me do here. This is ectoderm, and as we know that ecto means outermost and derm means layer, right? Okay, in the mid of this we have a fluid substance. We have a fluid substance in between this ectoderm and endoderm basically, right? I'll tell you the name too. Now then we have another layer which is known as endoderm. Endo means inside and derm means layer, right? Let me write it over here. Endoderm, right? The two layers, ectoderm and endoderm. Okay, so in mid between this, right? In mid between this we have, okay, right over here. Right. Okay, there is a acellular structure known as, this structure is basically known as, this is known as, let me write it, mesoglea. This is known as mesoglea. This is known as, why am I able to write anything? Let me write over here then. This is mesoglea. This is basically mesoglea. Okay, sash. Okay, in order so you can understand, I am thinking sash mesoglea. So mesoglea, what is this? This mid portion is known as, this mid one portion is basically known as mesoglea. Okay, this is basically, this is acellular. This mesoglea is acellular, right? So in sac-like organisms, they are basically diploblastic, but there are some exceptions too. For example, if we see the example, diploblastic organisms are, for example, we have hydra. Basically, hydra is the example of diploblastic. It's like it is having sac-like digestion. But we are having another organism which is known as planaria basically, and planaria is able to, I don't know why. Planaria is basically like it has also have sac-like digestion, but it is triploblastic. Now, what does that mean? What is meaning of triploblastic? Now, I'm unable to write anything. No, let me come here. So, we another type of, we are having triploblastic. Triploblastic. What does that mean basically? Triploblastic are the organisms which have three layers. Now, what are the name of the layers? Basically, first is the ectoderm. Then they have another layer known as mesoderm. Right? They have another layer which is known as mesoderm. Then they have the endoderm. Right? I think I have to write this. I'm unable to write. I don't know. Okay. Okay. This is ectoderm. This is mesoderm. This is mesoderm. And in this mesoderm, we have a cellular substance. Basically, we have a connective tissue known as mesenchyme. Known as mesenchyme. So basically, it is a connective tissue which is embedded in, which is embedded in. Let me color this. consider this is intracellular tissue, this is intracellular fluid, and in this we are having mesenchyme. Now mesenchyme are basically connective tissues. It is mesenchyme. It is mesenchyme. So basically this mesenchyme is cellular, as I said, it is a connective tissue and it is responsible to give structure and shape to a body. So basically we have like basically tube like the organisms which have tube like digestion they are triploblastic, and the organisms which have sac like digestion are diploblastic. There are some exceptions too, like I said, in plain area they are triploblastic, and despite the fact they do sac like digestion. Okay, most finally then we have the concept of chemical digestion and mechanical digestion, right? Chemical digestion and mechanical digestion. Now what is chemical digestion? Actually chemical digestion means that in which we use enzymes. It's totally dependent upon enzymes, right? And whereas in mechanical digestion we use our muscles or we use our teeth. Like in mechanical digestion in humans we use like in buccal cavity we use teeth for the process of mastication. We use teeth, or even though we use muscles too for this mechanical digestion. For example, in stomach, you have studied this in earlier classes. We'll study the whole digestion in detail. So but it's about your previous classes. You have learned this in stomach there is mechanical digestion by the help of muscles, right? So mechanical digestion takes place with the help of muscles, with the help of teeth, mastication, churning, right? And in chemical digestion we use enzymes. So basically, as I said, a sac-like digestion occurs in primitive organisms. So it means that most probably the sac-like chemical digestion will take place in this chemical digestion will take place in sac digestion, right? In sac organism. And like and I said, in tubular digestion, it doesn't mean that only mechanical will take place. These both will take place in tube-like digestion. Alone mechanical digestion can't be possible. For that we need both chemical plus mechanical. But chemical digestion can alone take place. For example, in amoeba, we have studied too in my previous lecture. I taught you about the digestion in amoeba. If you don't know, okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay. If you haven't watched my previous video, please go and look at that video. Okay, here is the digestion of amoeba, and we have done this, right? Now I hope concept of circulation and tube digestion, chemical digestion, mechanical digestion is clear to you.